The Week on Green 960.
Here again, Sebastian Kunz.
Well, if you've seen the latest McDonald's campaign, that's a sample of it. It's called I'm Lovin' It.
Is this the place to eat? Since I don't cook, I'll just rock to the beat. I'm loving it. At the end of the day,
There's a new take on that campaign from the group People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. It's now up on billboards in major California cities, including in San Francisco. It's titled McCruelty. I'm hating it. Just up the street from the San Francisco Federal Building and under the shadow of the San Francisco City Hall, right in front of McDonald's on Van Ness, a protest Thursday kicked off the new campaign in a very visual way. I went down to talk with the protesters and met up with organizer Jenna Hunt, starting off with a description of their protest.
People can't exactly see what's going on. Try to describe it for the listening audience.
Well, PETA's chicks are standing up for other chicks today by posing painted scalding red from head to toe in a vat of red, bloody water. We've got our scalding tank out here to represent what happens to chickens who are killed by McDonald's suppliers. They're they miss the blade that is meant to cut their throats while they're still alive and fully conscious and end up dumped into vats of scalding hot water alive.
You said that this is actually rather different from a lot of the other fast food retailers, even in the chicken serving business, right? You're sort of hoping for a more humane method of slaughter?
Yes. McDonald's own research proves that a new slaughter method called controlled atmosphere killing, or CAC, would not only be far more humane for the birds, it would improve working conditions, lower labor costs, and decrease contamination. So it's a win-win, but inexplicably they've refused to take action.
Is there any kind of reasoning why they've said, or any kind of clue they've given as to why they...
No, especially since all scientific research, including McDonald's own research, has indicated that controlled atmosphere killing is better for everyone and would be much better for the birds.
That's essentially like carbon dioxide tank, let's say, right?
Yes, the chickens would be killed painlessly while still in their transport crates before they have their throats cut and before being handled by workers.
Is there an effect on the food at all in a condition like that?
Actually, controlled atmosphere killing would decrease contamination by decreasing the handling of the workers and the birds. Oftentimes, workers will abuse the birds in the worst ways possible. We have undercover investigative footage of McDonald's supplier Tyson that shows workers dumping chickens out of their crates, violently shackling them, breaking their legs, wings. We even have footage of workers breaking their backs and stomping on their heads. So this kind of thing would be completely eliminated if McDonald's would just make the simple choice to switch to controlled atmosphere killing.
People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals does a lot of very visual protests, kind of very unique protests to get the attention of people. I'm looking at a guy with a computer monitor on his front and back and posters with the PETA logo on it, and obviously the big display here. What kind of reaction do you get from the public when you have such a graphic display?
Well, oftentimes people are initially intrigued by a demonstration because we'll have, a wild stunt or a nearly naked person. But they always come away learning something about these animal industries that they just might not have paid attention to otherwise. I mean, we've been handing people leaflets today with our horror Ronald McDonald image that says McCruelty, I'm hating it. And on the back is all the information that people just aren't getting about what goes on McDonald's factory farms.
Is it your sense you've changed anybody's lunch selection today?
Absolutely. We handed a couple of leaflets to some kids who were walking out with bags of McNuggets, I guess, and a couple of them were clearly, visually appalled at what they saw on the backs, because we've got pictures of what happens to these birds. Defeathering tanks, having their throats cut while they're still conscious, crammed into tiny crates so small they can barely turn around. And people are disgusted when they find this out. They feel that they've been duped. And, McDonald's, as the biggest seller of chicken in the U.S., they have a responsibility to their customers and the ability to switch to more humane methods.
And I know that the McDonald's up the street from my radio station is, I think, right where the billboard is being unveiled at 6th and Brandon, right?
Yeah, our billboard is causing a bit of excitement. A similar billboard rose in Los Angeles last week. It's an image of a scalded bird's eye, a close-up, and it says, I'm hating what I see. And many people don't know that many birds miss the blade on this outdated equipment and end up scalded to death. And I think that it's important that people learn this because it'll help them make the choice to boycott McDonald's until they update their methods.
Well, I notice you've got the red paint on your own hands. It's quite a commitment.
Yes, I was painting the ladies. We've got a couple of ladies who are painted head to toe in red body paint, and they're drawing attention to an important cause.
Well, I really appreciate your time on Green 960. Thank you so much, Jenna Hunt, with People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals.
Thank you very much, Sebastian.
And by the way, as mentioned, you can see our video of that very visual protest. It's up at green960.com. Just find the week's personality page. Up next, it's a look back at the past 6 months that was the week. This is The Week on Green 960.